I got my crush to salute my overprotective dad, without him knowing it was me. So, you know that heart-stopping moment when you realize you've just made the biggest mistake of your life? Yeah, that was me. 1 second, I'm nervously texting my crush, trying to sound cool. The next, I've somehow sent the message from my dad's phone, who, by the way, is a retired Marine Corps officer. And if you think that's bad, oh, it gets so much worse. Because instead of clearing up the mistake, I may have accidentally convinced my crush that my dad was testing him. And let's just say, he took it very seriously. How did this turn into 5 a.m. military workouts, a school-wide spectacle, and possibly the most humiliating moment of my life? Stick around, because trust me, this disaster only gets bigger. Silly story begins. Chapter 1, The Fatal Mistake. Look, I'm not saying I'm the most socially awkward person at Riverside High, but I did just spend 45 minutes trying to craft the perfect response to "Wide" from Noah Matthews. So yeah, maybe I am. Just say nothing much like a normal person, Riley. My best friend Zoe groaned, sprawled across my bed like she had been suffering through this text dilemma personally. To be fair, she kind of had. But what if he thinks I'm boring? I whined, flopping face first into my pillow. My phone buzzed again, and in my desperation to grab it, I nearly face-planted onto the floor. Noah, hey Riley, you going to the Cherry Blossom Festival next weekend? My heart did a full-on Cirque du Soleil flip. The Cherry Blossom Festival wasn't just some random school event, it was the event of spring. The unofficial official couples thing. The kind of thing you went to if you wanted the entire school to start whispering, "Are they dating?" behind your back. He's asking me about the festival. I shrieked, launching my phone at Zoe like it was a grenade. She caught it with the reflexes of someone who had dealt with my dramatics since 3rd grade. Oh my God, she gasped. He's totally about to ask you out. What do I say? I was already pacing. I can't just say yeah, that's so basic. But if I say I'd love to go, then maybe I sound too eager? What if he wasn't actually asking me? He was just making conversation. What if, oh my God, what if I just moved to Antarctica and never text again? Drama queen. Zoe rolled her eyes. Just reply before he thinks you died mid-text. But I couldn't. My hands were shaking. My entire future, okay, maybe just my high school social life, but still, hinged on this one text. I need water, I announced, bolting for the kitchen like my life depended on it. Downstairs, my dad, retired Marine Corps Captain Marcus Anderson, was hunched over the counter, doing his nightly crossword puzzle with the kind of intensity usually reserved for nuclear launch codes. I grabbed my water, fully prepared to sprint back upstairs and deal with my texting crisis. And then I saw it. Dad's phone, sitting unattended on the counter. Now let's pause for a second. This is the moment where I should have turned around, gone back upstairs, and continued having a perfectly normal teenage meltdown with my own phone. But no, because my anxiety-ridden brain, in all its genius, thought, hey, why not log into my messages from Dad's phone and reply to Noah from there? That way, I don't have to hold my own phone with my traitorous, shaking hands, while ordering pizza at the same time. This was the worst idea I have ever had. I logged in, pulled up Noah's text, and started typing. What I meant to write. Yeah, I'm really excited for it. What I actually sent. Looking forward to it, son. Stay sharp, and maintain good discipline. I stared at the screen, my soul leaving my body. 3 dots appeared. Then, Noah? Yes, sir, Mr. Anderson? Absolutely, sir, I screamed internally. Whoa, no, I whispered. Whoa, no, no, no. From upstairs, Zoe's voice floated down. Riley, what's taking so long? I sprinted back to my room, Dad's phone clutched in my trembling hands like it was evidence in a crime scene. Zoe, I gasped, I think I just ruined my life. She raised an eyebrow. What did you? I showed her the screen. Zoe took one look at the texts and burst into uncontrollable laughter. Like, actual tears streaming down her face, wheezing, rolled off my bed laughter. This, she gasped between fits of hysterics, is the greatest thing that has ever happened to me. This is not funny, I yelled, though a panicked giggle was threatening to escape. What do I do? Just tell him it was a mistake, Zoe said, still wiping tears. Simple. That would have been the smart thing to do, the mature thing, the correct thing. But then, Noah, Mr. Anderson, sir, I just want you to know that I have nothing but the utmost respect for your daughter. And the Marine Corps, sir? My grandfather was a Marine. Semper Fi. Whoa. Oh no. A slow, terrible idea began forming in my mind. Or, I said, eyes narrowing, Zoe, Sensing danger, set up immediately. Riley, no. Riley, yes. And that, dear viewer, is the exact moment I accidentally started catfishing my crush as my own father. If you think this sounds like a disaster waiting to happen, well, you have no idea how right you are. Chapter 2. Operation Perfect Son-in-Law. Here's the thing about pretending to be your terrifying ex-Marine father while texting your crush. It gets complicated really fast. Noah, Mr. Anderson? I was wondering if you could give me some advice, sir? I glanced at Zoe, who was now filming everything on her phone for posterity. She gave me a thumbs up. Me, as dad, what's on your mind, son? Noah, well, sir, I want to prove that I'm worthy of, attending the Cherry Blossom Festival with Riley. Oh my God, I whispered, my heart doing somersaults. Zoe, he wants to ask me out. Yeah, but he's asking your dad for permission first, Zoe snorted. Your fake dad. Who is actually you? This is better than Netflix. Me, as dad. A real man proves his worth through actions, not words. What are you willing to do? Riley? Zoe warned. Don't you dare? Noah? Anything, sir? I'll do whatever it takes. Me, as dad, report to the park at 0500 hours tomorrow for physical training. That's what I did in the Corps. Noah, yes, sir. I'll be there. I put the phone down, feeling slightly guilty. That might have been a bit much. You think? Zoe was still recording. You just voluntarily made your crush wake up at 5 a.m. You're evil. I'm so proud. What I didn't expect was for Noah to actually do it. The next morning, my real dad was doing his usual pre-dawn run through Riverside Park, when he came across a familiar figure doing push-ups by the fountain. Anderson, sir? Noah jumped to his feet, standing at attention. Good morning, sir. Dad came home looking puzzled. Riley, why was Noah Matthews exercising in the park at 5 a.m.? And why did he call me sir 7 times in 2 minutes? I choked on my cereal. Maybe he's really into fitness? Dad narrowed his eyes. Nobody's that into fitness. But Noah was just getting started. Over the next week, he started wearing military-style boots to school, gave impromptu lectures about Marine Corps history in history class. Attempted to learn the entire Marine Corps hymn. He got stuck at first to fight for right and freedom, and most alarmingly, kept messaging my dad for more approval-winning tips. The real kicker came during lunch period, when Noah's best friend Drew found him practicing salutes in front of his locker mirror. Dude, Drew said, what are you doing? Mr. Anderson says a proper salute shows respect and discipline. Noah replied seriously. Drew stared at him. I've been texting Mr. Anderson. He's been giving me all this great advice about how to be a proper Marine Corps gentleman. And that's when my actual dad walked by. He's a substitute teacher, because apparently the universe hates me. Matthews, Dad barked. What are you doing? Noah snapped to attention. Sir, I was just practicing the proper salute form you taught me, sir. Dad blinked. The what now? And that's when I decided it might be time to transfer schools, preferably in another country, maybe Mars? But hey, at least things couldn't get any worse, right? Chapter 3. When plans go nuclear. Remember how I said things couldn't get worse? I really need to stop saying that. After the Great Hallway Salute incident, Dad started watching Noah like a hawk. And not just any hawk, we're talking about a highly trained, ex-Marine hawk, with a very particular set of skills, and a growing suspicion that something weird was happening with his daughter's crush. That Matthews boy, Dad said at dinner that night, stabbing his steak with concerning intensity, he's up to something. Mom looked amused. Because he's being respectful. Exactly. Dad pointed his fork accusingly. No teenage boy is this respectful without an ulterior motive. He's either running a drug cartel or maybe he just has good manners. I suggested weakly. Dad snorted. Yesterday, he asked me about my opinion on proper boot polishing techniques. Boot polishing, Riley? He's hiding something, and I'm going to figure out what it is. Great. Now my actual dad was investigating my fake dad's relationship with my crush. I needed aspirin, and possibly a time machine. But the universe wasn't done with me yet. That night, Noah sent another message. Noah, Mr. Anderson, sir, I need your guidance on something important. Me, as dad. What is it, son? Noah, I want to ask Riley to the Cherry Blossom Festival. But I want to do it right. Something that would make a Marine proud. Oh no. Me, as dad. Sometimes simple is better. Noah, with all due respect, sir, you've taught me that anything worth doing is worth doing at maximum effort. I'm thinking something big. Something public. Something that shows real commitment. No, I muttered at the phone. What did you do? Zoe asked, peering over my shoulder. I think I just accidentally convinced Noah to make some kind of grand gesture. Isn't that what you wanted? Not when my actual dad is one suspicious salute away from launching a full military investigation. But it was too late. Noah was already typing. Noah. I've got it, sir. The perfect plan to prove my worth to both you and Riley. It'll be just like a military operation. Code name. Cherry Blossom Thunder. Me. As dad. That sounds intense. Noah, don't worry, sir. I've already recruited Drew and the entire marching band. Quick question. How do you feel about skywriting? I dropped the phone. Zoe, I think I just started World War III. Drama queen, she said, but she was already reaching for her phone. But maybe we should warn Drew about. She was interrupted by a text from Drew. Riley. Noah just ordered 300 cherry blossom stems and a smoke machine. What did you do? Before I could respond, another message popped up on Dad's phone. Noah. By the way, sir, how do you feel about fireworks? Asking for a friend. A completely hypothetical friend who definitely isn't planning anything explosive. And then, because timing is everything in comedy. Dad, Riley, why is there a delivery truck outside with a banner that says Semper Fi Spectacular Events? That's when I realized I had 3 options. 1. Confess everything and face the consequences. 2. Flee the country and start a new life as a goat herder in Switzerland. 3. Let Noah execute whatever insane plan he'd cooked up and pray for a meteor strike. Naturally, I chose the 4th option, panic and do nothing. In retrospect, this might not have been my best decision. Chapter 4. Cherry Blossom Thunder. The day of the Cherry Blossom Festival arrived with all the subtlety of a military invasion, which, considering what was about to happen, feels like an appropriate metaphor. I should have known something was up when I saw Drew running around the festival grounds in what appeared to be tactical gear, complete with a headset and, I kid you not, night vision goggles. At 2 p.m., in broad daylight. Everything's in position, he whispered into his headset. Operation Cherry Blossom Thunder is go in T-minus 30 minutes. Drew, I grabbed his arm. What exactly is Noah planning? He jumped about 3 feet in the air. Riley, I know nothing about any operations that may or may not be happening. Also, completely unrelated. But you might want to stay near the main stage around 2:30. Before I could interrogate him further, Zoe appeared, practically vibrating with excitement. Riley, you need to see this, she said, dragging me toward the festival entrance. Noah has transformed the entire place into some kind of military-themed romantic obstacle course. She wasn't exaggerating. The normally peaceful Cherry Blossom Festival had been turned into what looked like a Marine Corps recruitment video, directed by Nicholas Sparks. The marching band was practicing something that sounded suspiciously like a mashup of the Marine Corps hymn and Taylor Swift's Love Story. At least 20 people were wearing shirts that said Team Thunder with my face badly photoshopped onto a Marine Corps emblem. Someone had hung a massive banner that read Mission Objective Riley, failure is not an option, and most alarmingly, there was a setup near the stage that looked disturbingly like a fireworks launch pad. Whoa God, I whispered. What have I done? Created the greatest high school story ever? Zoe suggested. Already recording. Also, your dad just pulled up. Sure enough, Dad's car had just parked. He stepped out, took one look at the festival grounds, and his face went through about 17 different emotions in 3 seconds. Why, he said slowly, is there a 20-foot banner with our family crest? I didn't even know we had a family crest. That's when the first phase of Noah's plan kicked in. The marching band burst into their swift core medley, and Drew's voice boomed over the festival speakers. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the main stage for a special presentation. Operation Win Riley's heart and her father's approval through displaying maximum military precision and romantic dedication. That's quite a title, Mom commented, appearing beside Dad with her phone already recording. Noah stepped onto the stage in what appeared to be a full dress uniform. Where did he even get that? Mr. Anderson, sir? He called out, saluting my increasingly confused father. Over the past weeks, you've taught me what it means to be worthy of your daughter's affection. Dad's head snapped toward me. I did what now? Noah continued, through our extensive messaging sessions, you've shown me the true meaning of discipline, honor, and proper boot maintenance. Our what? Dad's voice had reached a pitch I'd never heard before. And now, sir, with your blessing. Noah gestured dramatically, and suddenly the air was filled with cherry blossom petals. Apparently that's what the 300 stems were for. I would like to ask Riley to stop, I shouted, running toward the stage. Noah, wait. But I was too late. Drew, misinterpreting my sprint toward the stage as his cue, hit what I can only assume was the Unleash Chaos button on his control panel. Simultaneously, the smoke machines activated. The fireworks launched. The marching band hit their crescendo. And my dad bellowed, "What is going on here?" That's when everything literally went up in smoke. Literally. Because one of the smoke machines malfunctioned, setting off the sprinkler system, which short-circuited Drew's control panel, which somehow triggered all the fireworks at once. The last thing I saw before chaos truly descended was Noah's face as realization dawned. Wait, if you're here, sir, then who have I been texting? Chapter 5. Have you ever had one of those moments where time seems to slow down, and you can see your entire life flashing before your eyes, standing there in the chaos of smoke, sprinklers, and prematurely exploded fireworks? I had exactly that kind of moment, only instead of my life flashing before my eyes, it was all the ways Dad could ground me, until I qualified for senior citizen discounts. The silence that followed the chaos was deafening. The marching band had stopped their swift core medley. The smoke was clearing, and every single person at the Cherry Blossom Festival was staring at our little tableau. Noah on stage, slowly connecting the dots. Dad, looking like he was about to spontaneously combust. Me, considering if it was too late to take up that goat-herding career in Switzerland. And Drew, still wearing his night vision goggles, whispering into his now useless headset, "Mission abort? I repeat, mission abort. Riley?" Dad's voice was eerily calm. "Would you like to explain why Noah thinks we've been having extensive messaging sessions about boot maintenance?" I opened my mouth, closed it, then opened it again. Would you believe me if I said this was all an elaborate performance art piece about modern communication? No. Worth a shot. I took a deep breath. Remember when I used your phone to order pizza, that one time? What followed was possibly the most awkward public confession in the history of teenage disasters. The whole story came tumbling out. The accidental text, the panic, the increasingly elaborate charade, and Noah's enthusiastic embrace of all things Marine Corps. By the end of it, Dad was doing something I'd never seen before. He was trying not to laugh. "Let me get this straight," he said, pinching the bridge of his nose. "You accidentally texted Noah as me, and instead of just telling the truth, you encouraged him to become a one-man Marine Corps recruitment campaign." "When you put it like that, it sounds ridiculous," I mumbled. It was ridiculous. Noah called from the stage, but he was grinning. "I did Sunrise PT for 2 weeks. You did what?" Dad turned to Noah, suddenly professional. "Show me your form." And that's how my dad ended up critiquing Noah's push-ups in front of the entire festival, while Mom filmed everything, muttering something about future wedding video material. "You know," Zoe said, still recording, "this went way better than expected." "Really? Because I'm pretty sure I'm still grounded until the next century." "Whoa. Definitely," Dad called over his shoulder. "But I have to admit, Matthews here has shown impressive dedication, even if it was based on a completely insane premise." Noah beamed. Then his face fell. "Wait, so all that advice about grand romantic gestures was me," I admitted. "Sorry about that, I might have gotten a little carried away." "A little?" Drew gestured at the smoking remains of his control panel. "You turned our school's spring festival into a military-themed romantic spectacular, and it was awesome." Someone shouted from the crowd, followed by scattered applause. Noah jumped down from the stage and walked over to me, running a hand through his smoke-dampened hair. "So would this be a bad time to ask if you want to go get coffee sometime? No military protocols or grand gestures involved. Only if you promise never to salute me or my dad again." "Deal." He paused. "Although I did learn some pretty cool Marine Corps facts." "Son," Dad interrupted, "if you're going to date my daughter, we're going to need to work on your push-up form first." "Yes, sir." Noah caught himself. "I mean, sure, Mr. Anderson." "And Riley," Dad turned to me, "phone privileges are revoked for a month. Both your phone and mine." "Fair enough." As we all stood there, soaked from the sprinklers, smelling like smoke, with cherry blossom petals still floating down around us, I realized something. Sometimes the worst mistakes lead to the best stories. And hey, at least I got a date out of it. Plus, Mom was right. This is definitely going to make an amazing wedding video someday. Just, maybe we'll skip the fireworks next time. Epilogue. Noah and I did get that coffee date. He only mentioned the Marine Corps twice. Drew's night vision goggles were confiscated by the school. He now does theater tech crew instead. Dad actually did start training Noah in proper military fitness. I think it's his way of bonding. The marching band's Swift Corps medley won an award at the state competition. And me? I finally learned to check which phone I'm using before I text. Most importantly, I learned that sometimes the most embarrassing moments in life become the best stories, especially when they involve accidentally catfishing your crush as your ex-Marine father. Just don't try this at home, kids. Seriously, get your own meet cute story. Story ends? Comment down below. What's your most embarrassing texting fail?